Where do characters come from? This is something that I have been contemplating as I've been working on characters recently and what we're doing here. And some thoughts I want to share today are around two core components here that I see that go into character formation for me personally. And the first point here is around parts therapy. So this is a therapy that's based on the idea that a human being, a single human being, can have multiple different parts in them. And the way I'd learned to visualize that is to actually visualize different characters in me with different personalities. The second story I want to touch on, though, is Abraham Wald and World War II aircraft. So this was a man who was given the task to reinforce airplanes coming back from battle, reinforce them in a way that they wouldn't go down the next time they went out. And what he did was he observed the airplanes. He saw the bullet holes in the airplanes. He noted where they were. And he deducted that it was in the areas that there weren't bullet holes. Those were the areas they should reinforce, because those were the areas the planes that went down were hitting. So it's a counterintuitive way of thinking. That's the other aspect of character formation for me. It's observing in my surroundings and in myself the areas that are repressed. So it's observing what could be. And the best way I feel of getting at that is observing the repressed feelings in myself, the repressed character traits in myself, and bringing them to the surface. So as I bring them to the surface in me, I can engage in dialogue with other people who are operating at that wavelength. And that's a part of the character formation. That's a part of you getting to know how the character speaks, how they converse with other people, how they interact in the world. So this for me is a very explorative way of forming characters, and it's based on self-discovery, really. And empowering yourself and other people along the way too. That's a large part of the character formation, is not just simply succumbing to the environment you're in, the default way you're meant to operate. It's getting curious about what's missing from this environment, what was repressed, what was never discovered. And that's through characters. You can discover that through characters. So that's something to think about. If you're a creative type and you're interested in maybe even creating a story, perhaps this is a slightly unconventional, unorthodox way to think about character formation.